Marianela, thank you so much for talking to us. Why don't you start by just telling us a little bit about yourself?
My name is Marianela Lyons. Um, I am Panamanian. I was born in Panama. I came to the United States, specifically to Buffalo, New York, in 1993. I could say today that I had been living most probably more time here than in my own country. Um, when I came, my older daughter already came with me too because she was born in Panama, and then later I have two more daughters who were also uh, part of the family, and they were born here in Buffalo, New York.
Marianela, we actually are recording this interview in the downtown Buffalo Library. And I know that we have talked about our positive experiences about libraries. We both have a real love of libraries. Um, could you talk a little bit about some of those positive experiences that you've had as somebody who has started their life in a different country in Panama and then come to the United States? If you want to talk a little bit about your positive experiences with libraries here.
Sure. I I I will always say that one of the best things that the United States can sell to the world, one of these are libraries. You know, libraries, the park system. Those two, I think, are the best face of the United States.
The parks,
The park,
you know, like the local parks, national parks.
the national park, the
Right.
local, the state park,
Right,
the
yeah.
national. I mean,
Okay.
they had done an amazing job.
Yeah.
And I think that in the same line, I could put it the libraries too.
Mhm.
Well, libraries have a special place in my heart because I remember, well, when I came here, of course, I didn't know where I was. Um, James, in that moment, he already was working the whole day. So what I normally had to do was take Gabriela with me, get into the bus because I didn't know how to drive. So take Gabriela on the buses and came from our house to downtown library. I mean, I have another library close to my house, but at that moment I didn't know. So I was just thinking, okay, maybe this is the only library that they have. So it was kind of like our favorite, I say, ride or a trip to do, coming to the library.
So if I can interrupt you,
Sure.
you came here to Buffalo as a young mother.
Yeah.
And so you were there taking care of your daughter and kind of learning the language and the culture, and so that's how you started your experience with the library here, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think that of course, no, for a person that didn't know any English to run into people that they are, you know, I would say eager to help you. I mean, you really feel welcome, and I always feel welcome in the library, and not only in this library, but I would say that in almost every library that I had been in the United States, from Georgia to Florida to, I think that one time in Boston, we stayed in Boston, Chicago, Arizona. I think that we even went to one in New Mexico. I can't remember exactly. So I just love it. I love the way that normally the staff treats you. For a while, I had been thinking like, wow, I'm wondering what is this that the staff is always so nice in every library. But one of the things that definitely is the key is that they probably, are people who love their job. And I think that that's key. When you love what you do, it's not a job. It's just something that you just wanted, to do for others. Um, yeah, coming here, no, knowing very little, no, about the town, about how things work here. People at the library were the best guide that I could have, from transportation to how actually transportation worked, because it was completely different to the way that transportation work in Panama, um, reaching out for help regarding this or that. They were amazing, the help that I got from them. That one in that side. In the other side, I was just um astonished, with the amount of books and titles. And I remember to play with imagination and say, okay, I'm gonna think in this topic, like for example, how to make a rug, for example, a table, or how to uh, get better in finances. She just has to think in one topic, and you were just fascinated, or I was just fascinated with the fact that I know that the library have that book. Um, I think that my fascination came from the fact that while I was growing up, I was surrounded by books. I read a lot of books, but at the same time, I feel like there was not enough books. And in particular, I remember for me to read. In particular, I remember one that I read from Mark Twain, Tom Sawyer. I read that book at the age of probably 11 or 12, something like that, 3 times. And after that, I was trying to find his other book because all of them were listed in the back of the book that I had read, but there was no availability in Panama. However, almost 2 decades later, I find, I think, that one or two of the books in Spanish from Mark Twain in Florida. So it was really interesting not to see, oh my goodness, 20 years later, almost 30 years later, I found this book here, a book that I was looking for that in Panama. So I think that definitely had to do with the love for books, the love for knowledge, the love to get informed, to the curiosity. I think that I know I missed to talk about that when I talk about bilingualism. But I think that it's good to have curiosity. I think that when you have curiosity, the sky is the limit. You explore and wanted to explore more and more. And I think that that was one of the things that the library also offer you, that you can explore your curiosity, that you can, even in the worst of your days, for example, you can come to the library and feel that comfort, that you were entertained with so many other things, inside of the library. And of course, as a citizen today, I feel that it's definitely worth it, the use of our taxes in libraries, in the park system too. And I feel just happy now to contribute to the library.
Do you have any favorite parts or services from the library, or is there any particular section or services that you found?
Well, I think that forever will be the children book. Mm-hmm. I think that had a lot of things to do with the fact that it was through the children literature that I learned English too, that I learned with my children. And I found suddenly, for example, Gabriela, with her little voice as a child, telling me, okay, Mama, this is what it means. The book, for example, if I run into a word that I didn't know, she said, oh, this is what they mean. No, they say this, da, 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 da. So I think that children book will be the most, my favorite. And I do remember 2 or 3 years ago, I came actually with Ana Belén and Gabriela to exposition, or to a display of children book. I think that still the library have that in one of the room here in the building, and it's a trip, kind of like a trip in the infancy, in the childhood.
Because you mean like a special exhibit
about children book, and I remember that day, Gabriela and Ana Belén said, oh yeah, we read this book. Oh, do you remember this? Do you remember that? And it was kind of like a traveling time, remember the time when we used to come here and have so much joy. And I still almost can hear um Anita saying one thing like, what she say about the library? She used to use a word, was, oh yes, but she used it last, oh gosh, she used the last 5 word of biblioteca, what it means, library. And she used to tell me like, are we going to, vamos a la oteca? Are we going to the oteca? And we have this picture where she was ready, with a little bag here, ready to go to the oteca. So yeah, we have a really fond memories about the library. I think that was part of that their upbringing, as well for Teresa too, and I think that it's just something that you treasure, and you are so happy that a library was part of that important part in your life.
Right. Do you have any suggestions for how libraries can support non-native English speakers?
Yeah, I think that for today, I will say that having more people that speak other language in their staff, not only Spanish in this case, but other people from other language, I think that is a good addition for the library, as I think that if that happened to me, that I reach out for the library, I'm sure that many non-native English speakers came to the library, to look for help. Another thing too is I'm not sure if they are doing that, no, to allow the public, in this case, non-native English speaker public, to suggest, for example, books that we would like to see at the library. So they can have an idea, what we would like to read and what are we reading.
That's a very good suggestion. Do you have any advice for non-native English speakers on how they can best use the library to help in their adjustment to the new world in the United States?
Well, one is through books. But one thing that I found in the past too is many of the librarians, they are very knowledgeable about books that can help, guiding you in this and that. For example, how to apply for a scholarship, what to do if you wanted to go to college, even how, I haven't seen, but probably I wouldn't be surprised, for example, how to learn more about how to raise children in the place and in the country that is not yours. So I think that definitely, I think that the library is something that you can receive. And now I believe that they have something that I don't think that they used to have when I just came here, that you can have this exchange with other libraries in the nation. It could be for borrowing books or material, or receiving just, in this format that you can read that in your screen on your PC or your any device that you have.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you ever use the online services of the library? For example, being able to get to be able to read books online. Do you ever use that?
I haven't had the chance, but I really would like to explore that. However, I'm normally more inclined to read the physical book. I do prefer that. But if it's a book that, for example, is out of print, it's something that why not? Yeah, I will take advantage of that. Yeah.
I know you've also talked about doing audio with listening to books.
Oh yeah. However, they had been more through companies, in the United States, like Audible, and I really like that too, because it allows you that while you are, for example, cleaning, you are listening books, and I love that.
Right. So that's a service that would be, if you could get it from the library, which I think you might be able to, but I really don't. I really don't know, but that would be a great service, I think.
I know that they have an e-book. I don't know if they have like audiobook that you can listen in, like with Audible, for example. No, you are doing things at home and you are listening.
Right.
I'm not sure. Yeah. But I'm looking forward to explore more, what the
Right.
library is offering in this moment.
Yeah, magazines too, I think the libraries have available too. I know that's
Yeah.
something I don't even think about, but it's something that might be
Yeah.
a
Yeah, no,
possibility.
it's amazing the benefit that you can get, the many benefit that you can get from the library. Because, for example, that's another thing. If you like a particular magazine, you can check if the library has. You wouldn't be surprised that they have it, and it's something like, okay, I can get the magazine without paying for the magazine,
Right.
and well, indirectly you will be paying through your taxes, I would say, but it's not like you have to physically, pay every month, or a subscription that sometimes can be expensive. So yeah, that's another benefit that you can get from the library.
Well, it's been a pleasure to talk to you
Thank you.
and share with you our mutual love of libraries.
Or not for books, yeah.
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 Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm going down to the library, picking out a book, check it in, check it out. Gonna say hi to the dictionary, picking out a book, check it in, check it out. Now I like books and they like me, so when I go to the library, I sit down in my favorite chair and check to see who's there. Maybe one book, maybe two, take me home, says Winnie the Pooh. And if we have to travel far, I'll bring my honey jar. Oh, I'm going down to the library, picking out a book, check it in, check it out. Gonna say hi to the dictionary, picking out a book, check it in, check it out.